5th, 2022. And today we're going to look at a more practical approach as desired by the colleague here last lecture. We're going to look at how to calculate the critical path of a project. In more general terms, we are going to look at how to calculate the critical path of a graph. Okay. A timely graph. Okay. So this is important for you because of many reasons, but the main reason right now is that this usually is a question that is asked in the exam. Okay, so make sure you understand this and make sure you do these exercises again at home. Okay, repeat, and because in the exam something similar might come up, but you need some practice. Not only understand but practice. Okay, so repeat this at home again until you understand it. So let's do some examples because I think this is the best way to learn it. Okay. Rather than explaining it theoretically, let's do some examples about it. Let's say we have a example 1. Okay, let's say we have a project. Here we have a list of work packages. A, B, C, and D. Okay, a very simple example. Let's say the predecessor of, meaning nothing, the work package cannot start until the predecessor is done. Okay. The predecessor of A is none. The predecessor of B is A. Predecessor of C is also A. And predecessor of D is B and C. Okay, and we also have the duration. Let's make it 1 time unit. Then let's make this 2 time units. Let's make this 3 time units. And let's make this 1 time unit. Okay? And this is the kind of data that we get. So it would be nice if you can be on time next time. Hallo? Bitte das nächste Mal pünktlich ankommen. Danke. So, this is our problem, okay? And as I said, in the exam, something similar comes up. Almost for sure. Not similar like this, but a similar exercise. Maybe more complicated, but the same concepts, okay? So the first step to solve this, and the question is similar, is always what is the critical path? I'll define it when we come there, okay? Let's say the logical steps to it is to first do a flowchart, a time chart. What we call here our Gantt diagram. Being this work package A, here work package B. It has a length of 2 time units, so I make it double. And you see that work package A, and this is an important part, ends, and then work package B starts. So this is because A is the predecessor of B, okay? So B can only start when A is done. Then we get to C. And then we make it a little bit longer because it's 3 time units. And actually, I need to move it because C can only start or can start when A is done, because the predecessor of C is also A. Okay? And then D can only start when B and C are done. Okay? So, and it takes also 1 time unit. So there we go. You understand the logic? So B can only start when A starts. When A finishes, sorry, and C can only start when A finishes. This is what this thing is meaning. And D can only start when B and C are done. So I take C because it's the longest. So this is our time chart. Step 2. Is to create an early start, ES, late start, LS, early finish, EF, late finish, LF chart. And the question is, what is the early or late start or finish for each package without delaying the overall project timeline. It's a question we want to answer. So, das nächste Mal bitte pünktlich, okay? Auch wenn Real Madrid gewinnt, muss man pünktlich sein. Nicht nur, wenn Barca gewinnt. Okay, so what is the early or late start or finish for each package without delaying the overall project timeline? And we ask this for each work package. Okay? So we make a little chart here. And you will see this is very easy, but you need to understand it. If you don't understand it, then you will fuck it up in the exam. Okay? So make sure you understand it. And if you don't understand it, raise your hand. We can go through it many times. Okay? I cannot read your mind. If you don't understand it, then you don't ask. So this is time 0, this is time 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, so let's start with our chart. Early start. 4. Yeah.
Can you explain
Number 2. Yeah, I'm trying to. So let me finish, and when we finish, if you don't understand, ask. Okay. It's best to learn this with examples, not with theory. That's why. So for work package A, what is the earliest start of work package A here without delaying the overall project performance? 0. Early start is 0. What is the late start without delaying the overall performance? No. 0. If I delay the A1 to the right, then everything goes to the right, because B and C depend on A, and D depends on C and B, right? Okay, so if I delay A, everything is delayed. So the late start for A is 0. Are you cool? So what is the early finish for A? 1. You notice that early finish is always early start plus duration. Okay? That's a no-brainer. Just take the early start and add up whatever it takes to end up the package. Okay? So what is the late finish of A? 1. Okay? And this is again late start plus the duration. Okay? So we say the slack of the work package, let me paint here the formula. The slack of the work package is early start, or better, late start minus early start equals late finish minus early finish equals the slack. Okay? We call it slack. What is the slack for early start no, this is wrong. Early start minus late start equals early finish minus late finish. So what is the slack for work package A? 0. So we're cool with package A. This is the crucial number here, okay? The late start of A is 0. Why? Can somebody explain? So if I delay A, I delay everything. Okay, good. So let's see what happens with B. What is the early start with B? 1. What is the late start?
2.
Very good. Why?
Because it doesn't matter if it's in period 1 or 2, because it only has to start after A and has to be finished before B.
Yeah, so the late start for B is 2. This means I can delay B by 1. You see, I can put B here. And nothing happens to the overall project performance. So I don't delay D. So I have some flexibility with this work package. It's not a critical path. It's not critical. I have some flexibility. I can move it and nothing happens in the overall performance. Does it make sense? So it's not critical. It will not belong to our critical path. What is the early finish of B? Yeah, 3. Okay, this is just adding up early start plus the duration. And the late finish? 4. What is the slack? -1. Okay, it's 1. Okay, let's say this is the absolute value. Okay, meaning that the slack means in English that we can slide. We are flexible with it. Okay. Bitte pünktlich. What about C? Okay. So somebody want to do it? Yeah.
Early start is
1.
late start is 3.
No. Can I delay this C to 3 without delaying the whole? No. No, also not. So, what? It doesn't matter. So what is the late start? 1. Okay, the late start is 1. Because if we delay Z, if we move Z to the right, then D is also delayed because they depend on each other. Okay, so 1. You see, if I move C to the right, then this one is also going to be moving to the right. Okay, D is also going to be moving to the right, so I cannot move it. If I move it, I delay the whole thing. This makes sense? What is the early finish for Z? 4. And the late finish? 4. Good. So the slack is 3. Right? Sorry, the slack is 0. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So what about D? Anybody want to do it? Yeah.
The early start is 4.
4.
The late start is 12.
4.
Early finish is 5.
5. 0. Okay. So the slack determines what or how much, how critical work packages are in the timeline. Critical path is formed by those work packages with slack equal to 0. Okay? So in the exam, you answer the question, what is a critical path? The list of work packages A, C, and D. Okay? And you also mark it in your drawing like A, C, and D. Okay? Those work packages cannot be delayed. If I delay those work packages, then the whole overall performance of the project is delayed, and therefore we call them critical work packages, and they form the critical path of the project. Okay? Make sense? So this would be the step 3. Calculate the critical path. Any questions? Gerne Fragen auf Deutsch oder? Ja.
Bei der Zeichnung oben, was wir da gemacht haben. Ich würde gerne wissen, wieso die 2 genau in die Mitte eingesetzt haben. Und wir fangen ja oben an, bei A, also da bei dem ersten Beispiel bei 0, 1, da wo es endet. Und dann kommt die 2 in die Mitte. Wieso kommt die 2 genau in die Mitte? Und nicht bei Ende von B? Wissen Sie das schon?
Ja, weil B dauert 2 Einheiten. Also zwischen 1 und 3. Okay?
Ja, danke schön. Und wenn da zum Beispiel jetzt bei B 3 Einheiten, ne?
Ja, dann muss ich bis 4. Ja. Ja.
Zum Verständnis, also zum Beispiel eine praktische Anwendung wäre jetzt zum Beispiel die Bachelor.
Ja.
Zum Beispiel sagen, Work Package A ist die Gliederung erstellen.
Ja.
Work
Mhm.
raussuchen und C ist da erstes schreiben. Also ich kann erst anfangen, Literatur rauszusuchen, wenn ich das Thema und die Gliederung habe, zum Beispiel.
Genau,
Okay.
ja. Die sind, ja, genau, oder eben beim Hausbau. Du kannst nur anfangen, die Fenster zu montieren, wenn du die Wände gebaut hast. Oder du kannst nur mit dem Dach anfangen, wenn du die Struktur aufgebaut hast. Es gibt Abhängigkeiten. Eine andere Art der Darstellung wäre halt diese Graph-Darstellung. Okay? Du hast hier A, dann nach A findet B statt. Okay? Oder C. Und B und C liefern dann die Voraussetzung für D. Okay? Das wäre die Graph oder die Netzwerkdarstellung. Ich kann euch.
Was habe ich eigentlich mit der Lösung?
Bitte?
Was habe ich davon jetzt?
Ja, ich bin gerade dabei, das zu erklären. Ich kann zum Beispiel mit dieser Darstellung kann ich den Average Path Length oder die Clustering Coefficient vom Graph ausrechnen. Okay? Und dann Engpässe in einem Netzwerk auch errechnen. In die Prüfung kann ich euch sowas geben und mehrere Fragen stellen. Zum Beispiel bitte Critical Path, bitte den Graph und so weiter. Average Path Length, Clustering Coefficient, alles Mögliche. Okay? Weil es ist immer das Gleiche. Okay, also Critical Path wäre dann A, C und D. Fragen? Ja.
B und C sind jetzt nur unabhängig, weil die am gleichen Punkt starten. Was wäre jetzt aber, wenn C einfach nur weiter hinten starten würde, wäre die dann immer noch unabhängig? Oder?
Wie bitte? Ich verstehe dich nicht mit der Maske.
Hier schert der Prof nicht B und C unabhängig voneinander. Also
Ja.
B kann ja auch später starten, aber was ist, wenn jetzt C eins später starten würde, wäre ich dann
Ja.
B immer noch flexibel, also bevor man C.
Wir haben ja gesagt, dass also C hat als Voraussetzung nur A. Okay? Dennoch, was passiert, wenn wir C nach hinten verschieben? Genau. Und deshalb dürfen wir C nicht verschieben nach vorne. Also es passiert was. Was würde passieren, wenn? Können wir uns gerne angucken, aber das wäre dann nicht dieses Beispiel. Okay? Wichtig ist, dass dieses Beispiel verstanden wird. Es ist immer abhängig. Okay? Wir machen ja mehrere Beispiele deshalb, aus dem Grund, damit es möglichst viele Möglichkeiten dann besprochen werden. Okay, ist das verstanden? Oder habt ihr Fragen dazu? Ja.
Ganz kurz noch eine Frage. Wir haben ja den Graphen bis zu Punkt 5, ja?
Ja.
Bei 5 endet es auch. Da geht es nicht weiter, ne?
Wenn wir gewisse Änderungen machen bei A, C oder D, dann ändert es nicht bei 5 und das wollen wir nicht. Deshalb der Critical Path ist Gesundheit A, C und D. Weitere Fragen? Okay. Good. Then let's continue with another example. Example 2. So work package. Predecessor and duration. A, predecessor, none, duration 2. B, predecessor, none, duration 3. C, predecessor A, predecessor A and B, no, A only. Wait, A and B. And duration 1. D, predecessor B and duration 2. E, no, A here, better. D, E, predecessor B, duration 3. Always the same, critical path. Okay. So we follow the steps. Step 1, work package A starts with 0, 1, and 2. Work package B no predecessor, that's why it starts in 0. Work package Z, predecessor is A and B. Takes 1 time unit to complete. Work package D takes 2 time units to complete and predecessor is A. And work package E takes 3 time units and predecessor is B. So are you cool with this? Yes or no? Because this is the most important part of the whole thing, that you paint this correctly, okay? Anyway, so the step 2, we create our chart, early start, let me say late start, early finish, late finish, and a slack. Work package A. Early start. 0. Late start. 1. Why? A. What happens if I delay A by 1? I delay this, I don't delay, this I don't delay, this I delay 1. So we're cool, right? Great, so late start is 1. Early finish, you continue? 2. Late finish? 3. What is the slack? 1. All right, B. Who wants to do B? Yeah. No, you don't do it. Who wants to do B? Come on. You. 0. Late start is 0. Why? Very good. Early finish? Nice. So the slack is 0. Cool. What about C? You go. Early start is 3, you say? Yeah. Late start? Also 3. All right. Why? Think about it. Can I delay C? Takes 1 to complete. Can I delay it? You're not only looking back, you're looking forward, okay? So can you delay C without delaying the overall performance? Okay? Darf ich dieses Arbeitspaket später machen? Wenn ja, wie viel? Ohne die gesamte Projektperformance zu gefährden. Okay? So, can I delay C without delaying the overall performance? And if yes, how much? No, you keep it. 5. All right, so instead of starting in 3, it would start at 5, right? So what is the late start? 5. Early finish? 4. 6. Yeah, but you need to think in the whole, okay? What is the slack? 2. Very good. So now you go. You go. D. What is the early start? 2. Yeah. All right.
And the late start is 3 because of A. So the late finish of A is 3 and E is depends on A. No?
Think again. What is the late start? No, she's going to do it.
Also 2?
The late start. Think about it. Early start is here, right?
Yes.
How much can I delay it without compromising the overall project performance?
Oh, 2. So the late start is 4.
4, because I can move it, I can slide it.
Yes.
2 units, right? Just do it in your mind, okay? It's just like being on trucks, okay? I can slide it 2 units and nothing happens, all right?
So late start is 4.
Yeah, so please visualize it, okay? It's super important. You put it in your mind, in your mind's eye, okay? And you say it's on trucks. May I delay it? If I can delay it without delaying the overall thing, then we're cool. If not, then it stays, okay? So do it visually, not with the math, okay? Do it visually. All right, so the late start is 4. What is the early finish?
4. And the late finish
4.
6.
6. What is the slack? 2. Good. So, what about E? No, you don't do it. The girl, that girl, the girl in gray looking. So, early start is 3. Late start? Late start is not 6. 3. Why? Why? So if we delay E, what happens? Good. What is the early finish? 6. The late finish? What is the slack? 0. Good. So what is the critical path? CP. What's the critical path? Yeah. B and E. And please write it like this, okay? It's a list of work packages. That's why I use these special symbols, okay? So we visualize it here. And you want to visualize it because it's easier for me in the exam if you visualize it, okay? So please make sure you visualize as good as possible. It's faster for me, you get a better score. One moment. So the graph is like this. A goes to Z, goes to D, B, goes to C, and goes to D. And that's pretty much it. It goes to C and goes to E, sorry. So that's our graph. In the exam, then I could ask, what is the average path length of this project? Okay, or what is the clustering coefficient of this project? And you need to do the numbers. So who wanted to ask something? Yeah. Yeah, so the critical path is a list of work packages that are critical. That if those work packages get compromised, get delayed for whatever reason, your overall performance is going to be delayed. Okay? So those work packages are critical because of that. So you want to focus your energy on not delaying those work packages. If you have a lack of resources on A, it doesn't matter because you can delay A by 1 week or 1 month, but you cannot delay B by 1 week or 1 month, because if you delay B, everything gets off track. Okay? So that's an important concept for project management, to know where you have your weaknesses, okay, where you can be jeopardized in your timeline. Okay. Any questions? All right. Well, then we painted critical path B and E. Okay. So, does it make sense? Fragen gerne in Deutsch. So, another example. Given this graph, of a project A with duration 2, B with duration 3, Z with duration 1, D with duration 2, E with duration 3, and F with duration 2. And given these dependencies, okay, so this is a work package and duration. Okay, this is the legend. Given this project graph, perform following calculations. 1, give me the critical path. 2. What is the average path length? 3. What is the clustering coefficient? 4. Reason or determine the project bottleneck based on these calculations. Next week, we will learn how to determine the bottleneck of a project with numbers, but I want you to be able to think about it first. Let me change this a little bit. So what do you think would be the bottleneck here? Just your stomach feeling. Yeah. Okay, C or D are going to be critical. Okay, good. If you look at this graph, we have here a cluster, a triangle. We have here another cluster. So basically, our bottleneck is going to be this relationship. Okay. In German, it's called Entkopplung. Okay. In order to get our project streamlined, we need to get these two clusters independent from each other, not depending from each other. Say if this project part is, let's say, Einkauf, and this project part is production, we want to get this link dead. We don't want them to be dependent on each other. How do we do it in real life? With inventory. We buy some inventory to the factory so that we don't depend on the supplier, on the purchasing of more. Okay. So this is the way to think about it. Of course, this can get humongous. This can get super complex, okay? This is just baby examples, let's say. But we start like this. By the end of the semester, you will be performing these calculations with a computer. That's something I will tell you in a minute, okay? So, but now we do it with a piece of paper. Anyway, any questions so far? Now it's the moment to ask. Is it understood? Yeah. Yeah, determine the project bottleneck based on these calculations. I'm sorry about my writing. I have crazy writing, especially when I'm standing here and trying to, based on these calculations. I can also write it in mirror, so if you want, determine the project bottleneck Anyway, so this is the way I write my research. I write it with my hand. In order to get better ideas, I write it like this. So otherwise, my thinking goes too fast. So I need to slow it down to get to the point. Anyway, so make sure you get on top of this shit, okay? It's important for your exam. If you don't understand it, you can contact me on WhatsApp or YouTube or whatever.